All right, here we are. Another episode of UMFS Live. My name is Nate. I'm working on bringing in this week's guest, Tavis, from Charterhouse School in Richmond. Let me see if I can get Tavis dialed in real quick. We've been having a problem here with the connection. So I can see Tavis is dialed up, but can we get his video connected? Here we go. I think we've got Tavis. Looks like the connection is working. Just waiting for Tavis to pop up on screen.
Can you hear me?
There you are. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Tavis?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't see me. Oh, wait. Okay, we here. We here. We got here.
Tavis, when I reached out to you, I knew that this was going to be time. You are just proving my point right here from the start. I'm so happy to see you this afternoon. Thank you enough for joining us.
Man, glad to be here, man. Glad to be here.
Tavis, I am so grateful for the opportunity to interview you here on UMFS Live. I know I've had an opportunity to speak with you before when you worked over at the Child and Family Healing Center. So I want to get us rolling with our first question here so the viewers kind of have an idea of your time at UMFS. What brought you to UMFS, and how long ago was that?
Let's see. Well, to be honest, I was in North Carolina working with adults, and I was fresh out of school, and I was pretty young. So working with adults, I didn't. I knew I was doing good work, but I just didn't feel the connection. And I guess later on in life, I just kind of understood it's really hard to take advice from young people, especially if you're older. Back in '99, I moved here with a friend to Richmond, Virginia, and I had been working with kids before. Saw the application and stuff on the website, tried it out, and 23 years later, this is it.
23 years later, and we're so glad that you have invested your time and your thought into this. And I know that you've built so many great relationships, and you started out in our residential program, but you since moved over to our day school at Charterhouse School here in Richmond. Can you talk a little bit about the inspiration? I know you just touched on it, first working with older people, but what inspired you to work with younger people?
Well, I've always kind of felt the need to give back and help others. It kind of, it makes me happy, and I like what I'm doing. And I think I found out in life, if you are doing something that you enjoy, it's not a job. It's a joy. And when you can spread joy throughout, I think it's always a positive thing. And working with kids who are less fortunate than I, sometimes people come in and it's just a job. But I definitely have learned that it's not a job, it's an adventure. And if you're not happy, you're definitely not going to spread the joy. In this field, we are role models. And you'll probably hear me say this again in this interview, is that, kids are people. They don't do as you say. They do as you do. So I have been able to, talk the talk and walk the walk. And like I said, I don't even view this as a job. It's just something that I enjoy doing. I love bringing smiles and happiness to people's faces. And what best to do that with young kids who are budding and going to experience a lot of different things. So, I am just glad and happy and blessed that I am in a position to where I want to help and give. It's a lot of things going on in the world today. I think some wholeheartedness and just some good down home caring and loving. We can make a difference. My friends always ask me, what am I doing? How is my job? And my slogan for myself is that I am changing the world one child at a time.
That is very beautifully stated and very Tavis. I have seen you in action. I have seen your team in action, both Child and Family Healing Center and Charterhouse School. You all are certainly making a difference. You are setting great examples and helping young people here. And of course, UMFS serves young people all across Virginia. So you are having a far reaching effect, and we can't thank you enough. Thanks for sharing that, Tavis. I appreciate it. Would you say then that this is a bit of a calling to work with young people?
I feel like yes. And I would say I probably just molded myself into working with kids. But I think the calling has always been to help and to serve. At Winston-Salem State University, where I attended college, one of our mottos is enter to learn and depart to serve. So I think I have, I don't know so much about that first part, enter to learn, but that second part, I think I have definitely made some of my fellow Rams and alumni very proud to be out and serve in the capacity that I do, not only myself, but some of my alumni are in the teaching field too. And we often conversate and just talk about, different things that are going on, different ideas. I think the thing that I get asked the most, and now, I've always heard, well, if you live long enough, you'll learn enough stuff. And now I am learning. I've gotten more questions this year from the kids when they ask me and talk about how long I've been here, and I tell them, and their question is, wow, how do you do this? How have you been here this long? And I always tell them it's them. The kids are the one that keeps me coming back, driving and striving to make better, and just being able to be out here. And some people might say it's selfish, but I mean, for me, sometimes it's all about me. It is all about me being able to come here and knowing that any day that I step on this campus, I have the measures and the tools to make a kid happy, even if it's only for an hour, So I take great pride in doing that. And it makes me feel good. I feel like that my life is worth living because I am serving, to help us be better.
Man, that's very powerful. You're definitely providing an invaluable service. I know that these young people look up to you and the staff there. And you were talking about, this service for children. I know that you all do a great job at Charterhouse School teaching and leading and modeling positive examples. But Tavis, what have you learned from young people through the years? I mean, what have the residents taught you?
Oh, wow, Nate. When I often do trainings and kind of talk to people, I give them stories sometimes, and I always tell them that these are real. Being here this long, I don't have to make up any stories, so don't assume that any of them are untrue, or I am trying to make it seem like something that it is not. There are so many stories to share about our kids, and it's so much more about them than we'll ever know. We only get a smidget of what their lives can be. But I'm happy I do get a chance to see that budding plant start to grow. Uh, but the one thing that I'm always excited about here is when we have events. Some of our kids, they can't chew gum and walk at the same time. But if you give them a microphone, a guitar, a piano, man, it is amazing. It is amazing. And a lot of people won't realize that because they only get to see part of something. We are fortunate enough that we get to see what the kids go through and work through, and to see some of them come out on that side, man, it is amazing. My other thing here is the artwork. I can't, once again, like I can't begin to tell you just how talented these kids are. And this is why, like, I feel so fortunate because, like, sometimes I get to see that raw talent. I might have a kid who can't regulate himself emotionally in one phase of his life, but I can give him a paintbrush and some paints, and he will paint or she will paint. And it is amazing. We have auctions, and we used to have a plant sale where we would sell artwork. I have purchased many pieces of art, not as of recent, but well, now they know that I won't sell them. But I have this lovely picture of a lion on canvas. It is gorgeous. I have had one of my friends come in and look at the artwork and say, oh man, that's a nice picture. And they have offered me money for some of them. But those are some treasures that I will not, get rid of. But I love it because it sparks conversations about what I'm doing, what these kids are doing. And a lot of people don't get to see that side. They hear about kids in care and they automatically, well, not everybody, we think what we think, So if a kid is in care, wow, something's going on with that kid. But it goes back earlier, like I say, just being able to spend time with these kids, we find out so many different talents that they have. And we're all the same, but, sometimes we express ourselves in different ways. But those are the two facets here that always blows me away. Anytime you expect something, it is always over exceeded. Like I say, anytime we do concerts and everything, you don't know what to expect. But, you sit down and in a matter of minutes, you're blown away by all of the instruments and the kids singing and playing and just the camaraderie of them when they get into these situations. And art is the same way. The kids have gotten bored in school, so we have these removable tiles in the ceiling. And so now they have turned one classroom into this beautiful scene just all up on the ceiling. Like when you walk in and look up, you're not going to look down. You're going to trip over desk and everything. So their imagination and their will to succeed, man, it is remarkable. And we as adults think that we have dealt with some difficult things, and we have. The key to that is that we're adults and we kind of understand and we can know how to deal with some things. But we've got some kids here, man, who are dealing with things for the first time. And, oh man, like I said, I can't explain, just the resilience that they have to keep going and to make it out. So, there's not a day that goes by I don't think that I don't learn something or see something or hear something, um, you know, new. But like I said, those two things are just like they just blow me away.
Man, I can't agree more about the talent of young people at UMFS, at Charterhouse School, and a residential program, the people I work with in the community. I have been privileged to see the artwork you're talking about, to hear the music you're talking about. I've seen some amazing athleticism. There's just so much talent, community service sort of projects that some of these students are doing. It is remarkable. So I am so grateful to you, Tavis, for sharing that perspective with our audience. Now, you've talked a lot about how incredible these students, these residents, these young people are. I want to get back to you. What is it you do, Tavis, for yourself to kind of reset, regroup, recharge to come back and be just a great contributor to these young people's lives?
Uh, I just love to have fun, man. And these kids, they keep me young. There's never a dull moment. Um, but I do have one ritual that I do every year. I attended Winston State University, and every year, I think now we're probably going on year 18 or 19, is that I throw a tailgate every year. Um, and the tailgate is almost, it's just the image of stuff that I've learned in life. Food always makes people happy. And I have a large family. My mom has 15 brothers and sisters. And we just have a large extended family, cousins, aunts, uncles. And when we get together, man, we just always have a great time. So, every year around October, I throw a tailgate back at Winston State University. And we just have a ball, and it turned into an event where we have probably over 200 people. And it started with about maybe 10 of us. And I see my cousin, Aisha. Hey, what's up, Aisha? She said, "This is the best tailgate ever." Yes.
We just got confirmation. It's the best.
Oh, man, but I wish you could see it, man. I mean, people come from all around. They look forward to it. We've been doing this for so long. You know, we've never had any situations where anybody had to be removed. So, it's just a small reflection on me of the love, that I put out, the respect, that people have for me. I think just being me, man. And as I get older, I've found that, a peace of mind is very key. And I stay spiritual. I come from a very praying spiritual family. So I've always had my religion as one of my roots. My family, is just one of my roots. It doesn't take a lot for me to be happy. Just like I said, just peace of mind and family and my spirituality, that keeps me grounded, keeps me recharged, and it keeps me up to continue to do the work that I do and the service that, we do for these kids around here.
You're authentic is what it is. That's what I see. Opportunity to work with you a few different times, and I'm grateful for that. But I can say with certainty that it's authenticity, and that is very evident in the work that you do and that the person that you are. We're going to move on to our last question here. But before I say that, I have to thank you because you invited me to be a small part of some of the work that you have done through your college career. You invited me to take a look at this amazing honor that you had, and I had a chance to photograph you. We shared the photograph earlier when you were inducted to the Hall of Fame there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh man, one of the best experiences in my life. Um, a lot of times we do not see what is before us, but if we put in the hard work, um, it pays off. Uh, just this morning, one of my old teammates, his name is Donald Evans, played with the Philadelphia Eagles, Pittsburgh Steelers. He put something on our page this morning, and it stated something about wanting to leave a legacy. But you can't leave a legacy while you're alive or while you're at that place. Your legacy is created after you're gone, and it is what people say about you. Being able to be inducted into the Winston-Salem State Clarence Big House Gaines Hall of Fame showed me that patience and perseverance will always come out on top. You sit back as a young male from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and wanting to, see what your life is going to be like. But the world is your easel. You can paint it however you want to paint it. And I'm just thrilled, man, to be able to be in the Hall of Fame with those guys on that team. Man, we have so many memories, so much fun. We stay tight knit as close as possible. Some of these guys, I might not see for 10 years, but if I saw them today, we would talk and laugh, man, just like it was yesterday, man. And I got to experience that moment with my mother and father and my sisters. And I'm just telling you, man, words can't explain that feeling. I don't know if you've ever doubted yourself before, but to have something like that, and to have the man Bill Hayes tell you in 1986 when you come, man, y'all gonna be great. If you listen to me and you put in the work, y'all gonna be great. And we were great. We are great. We still are great. But very few people get to walk that line, man. You shouldn't ask me about the Hall of Fame. Very few people, man, get to walk that line, man. And it is such an honor to have my name engraved in the Clarence Big House Gaines, Winston-Salem State University Hall of Fame, man. Nobody can ever take that away from me. My name is etched in stone in the Hall of Fame, man.
It's a well
Yeah.
accolade. You deserve it, and I'm so grateful to have you on to share that with us today. Just remarkable that you are able to have such rich experiences that you have helped guide you as you've grown as a person and in your career. And you take so much of that positive outlook and excellent experiences, and you share that with the children, the teams that we serve at UMFS. So I want to thank you for that, and thank you for sharing that. That's going to lead us to our last question here on UMFS Live. Again, for those of us just joining, we're here with Tavis from Charterhouse School, having a great interview. If you've missed any of it, we'll archive it here on our Instagram page so you can watch it at a later time. Tavis, rounding things out, what keeps you coming back to do this important work?
Uh, I would have to say, man, that there are a lot of things that keep me coming back. And and in life, sometimes you have to take things for yourself. Uh, and this is one of those things where I say, all right, well, I'll be selfish. Um, I love what I do, and in return, it gives the kids what they need to help them be successful. Uh, but all in all, man, it feels my need to help others. um, I don't know what I would be doing if I was not doing what I was doing. That's the honest truth. I have the slightest idea uh, what my life would be like if I was not in a capacity to where I could help and serve others. I love the passion that it takes to do this stuff, man. I love role modeling for the kids, man. I love teaching, just having conversations with them, man. Uh, oh, man, it's just so many things, man. Um, People often ask, how do you do this, man? What do you do for an outlet? How do you take all of these stories home, man, from these kids? I know it has to be taxing, and it is, and it pours energy into me to get up the next morning and be a better version of myself because it's somebody that's going to be struggling, and they need to see the way. They need somebody to help them see the way. And I mean, we got to be realistic. I was born in 1986. These kids that I'm working with now, man, they're going to be taking care of me one day, So somebody has to, own up, man, and teach these kids the right way to go, man, because the world is very different from when I grew up. It's very different from when you grew up. It is way, way more different than now. We talk about so many things, man, and we could probably never have fathomed that, what social media did to the world. When I was growing up, what happened in the house stayed in the house. And if it got outside of the house, it would never get outside of the house again because it was dealt with. But now, man, you can't breathe and tie your shoe, man. Somebody's going to see it. And I think it's a very scary and different world, man. We could do little things and get away with it. But now, there are not only the two eyes on the human being, but you got eyes in the sky, on the corners, surveillance cameras. So, man, we've got to, if the world is going to keep throwing all these things out here, we've got to teach kids how to use them. We got to teach them how to use them appropriately. The internet is dangerous. So when we dated, we had to see a person, to date them. These days, man, kids can get on these laptops, these PCs, man, and people will say anything, man. And, people are just evil, man. So I am so glad that, we've got people like me. I see another one of my classmates, Ken Lee. He's a coach in the high school up at Parkland High School. Way to go, Ken. So, we all just rallying together, man. We got to make this place a better place. It's our future. So, we have to invest, man, just like we do our finances. We invest to get a return, man. So if we don't invest in these kids, we're not going to have a good future, man. We have to invest. We got to put in the work.
And you have certainly put in that work. And I think I can sum it up by saying thank you for everything that you've done for the kids you serve, the teens, the children in the residential program, in the day school. You have just really helped keep a lot of those ideas that you just spoke about grounded, and you're passing that information on to these young people. And I know they're grateful. I've seen you interacting with the students, with the residents, and they are very appreciative for what you're doing. And I know that I am appreciative for what you're doing. So I want to thank you, Tavis, for being authentic, sharing your story with us. I want to thank everyone who tuned in to this episode. Again, anyone who tuned in late, if you missed any of this excellent interview with Tavis, you can go back and watch this interview on our Instagram page. I'll go ahead and archive it after I get off the call. Tavis, I just want to thank you once again. I really appreciate your time and taking the time to talk with me. This has been amazing. Thanks.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Thank you for the opportunity to do the interview, man, and just to tell a couple of things about UMFS and myself, man. And that was a great picture of that guy. I don't know who that was, man, but that dude is handsome.
He's wearing a very nice blazer and got a very shiny ring. So if nobody knows what Tavis and I are talking about, jump off this call and go over to the UMFS Facebook page or go to our feed right here on Instagram and check out a very handsome picture of a very handsome man. Tavis, thanks very much. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Nate, man. You have a great day.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.